How would you share the development going around now concerning what the religious leaders and traditional rulers in the eastern part of the country are saying that arrest of Simon Ekpa is, or invitation of Simon Ekpa by the Finnish government is supporting, which Nigeria is supporting, would not stop insecurity in the eastern part of the country. What is your take on that?
God bless you. I remember my humble self, Evangelist Benjamin Johnson S. Nachi, the Biafran evangelist that speak the truth and nothing but the truth, ready to end by the truth. Good morning, my viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are watching us from. What the elders, both in the religious aspect of it and the elders of the land in the southeast, what they are saying is the truth. Because Simon Ekman is never a problem to the southeast. Mazen Namdekano has never been a problem of the southeast. And first and foremost, what warrants sit at home? What prompted sit at home? What makes sit at home to come up? Because of the marginalization, intimidation, kidnapping, and killing innocent souls of the Igbos, to be precise. Two, Mazen Namdekano being kidnapped by the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the injustice they are giving to him.
Hmm.
That was what prompted sit at home. And again, the massacre of Operation Python Dance carried by the former president of this country, Buhari, and the disappearing of the youth of the Biafran people in Biafran land, the army's visitation home to home, kidnapping the young men. Thousands of them, about 5,000 is still missing. Nigerian army cannot give account to it, even as I speak to you. So the remaining surviving ones now are like defending themselves. For every people of the land have the right to defend themselves and to defend their land. And moreover, Shetima said it in the UN meeting. The people of the land have the right to defend themselves. And that is exactly what Simon Ekpan and all those boys are actually doing. They are defending the unnecessary killings and kidnapping of the Igbo youth, the Biafran youth, the unnecessary killings and unnecessary kidnapping and unnecessary destruction. How many times have you heard that in the northern part of Nigeria that the military set a whole village on fire? But you will see them in Osumeni. You will see them in different places in Imo State, clearing, wiping, pursuing, clearing everybody in so many villages today and houses in eastern region, in Igbo land, in Biafran land, has been completely destroyed and demolished by Nigerian military, which has never taken place, even as I'm talking to you, that have never taken place in the northern part of Nigeria. Neither has it taken place in the western part of Nigeria. Why is it the Igbo? So that is why these boys, as the little they can, that is what they are doing to defend themselves. And that is what the elders are saying today, because this is what we have been telling them.
Is Tinubu trying to destabilize the does he think he has that capacity to destabilize the eastern Nigeria by targeting Simon Ekpa while Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody? Is it not a deliberate act by the federal government, considering that some of these people, Boko Haram, are still there, nothing is happening to them?
Because they are partners in crime. That's why nothing is happening to them. But the Biafrans are not partner in crime. That's why they are going against them. Let me tell you today, let me brief you. Tinubu is building the capacity of Yorubas. Are you getting it? In the Yoruba kingdom. So that in time to come, the Northerners will depend on Yorubas. Igbos are the opposition. So the strategy now is to wipe the Igbos, to find all means to silence the Igbos completely. And the more they conquer the Igbos, the more the Yorubas occupy. And that is why in Lagos State today, they are finding any means that the Igbos, after destroying Igbos, they will occupy the properties of the Igbos. They have done it before. And that is what they intend to do again. That is the strategy of Tinubu. And let me tell you, what Adolf Hitler played back in the years against the Jewish is what Nigerian government, including Tinubu now, is plotting, carrying out against the Igbos, because they have seen the Igbos as a threat, as the one that will not succumb to their nonsense. That's why they are finding a way to wipe out the Igbos. That's why they are sending soldiers. You see soldiers visiting homes of the Igbos, kidnapping their young men. Are you getting it? Kidnapping their young men, never return them back to their parents. Many are crying, go to the east. You see families being childless. Who does that? The Nigerian military are doing that. The Nigerian uniform men is the one that the federal government are using to do that in the southeast. Have you ever hear that Nigerian military go to Borno State to knock house to house and be kidnapping the young men? Despite all the atrocities that is going on in that place, even as I speak to you, Niger State has been a training camp of the military has been occupied by terrorists, the herdsmen. What has Nigerian military done? Nothing. They have not done anything. Neither the Federal Republic of Nigeria ready to do anything because it was part of their game. The only enemy that they had are the Igbos. So let's wipe them. That's their mission. And then now enter a useless governor called Hope Uzodinma, and they brainwash him with the promises. A man that never win election. They brought him to power with an agreement to use him as an instrument to accomplish that mission in the southeast. And they made a promise to him that they are going to allow him to go to any part of the Europe of his choice. And they will take care of him and his family. Being a selfish man and self-centered, that's why you see him parading the evil that is parading in the eastern region. And that was why he himself and the terrorists, Nigeria, decided to build ID camp in Imo State. Are you getting it? So that they want to use that to deploy terrorists into East. And from there, you know, the way they do when they enter, they will kill that place and occupy. They want to use it to enter to wipe all the Igbos so that they will not occupy. You get it? Why not all these things? Look at what happened. These terrorist set of people enter North in 19, I believe, either 1914 or 1814, thereabout. They enter North with a religious mindset to deceive the Northerners, which are the original Nigeria, the Hausas. Today, as I'm talking to you, they have cleared them and occupied their land. Look at what played in Kwara State, Yoruba State. They enter Kwara as well. Today, as I'm talking to you, it has become a Fulani state instead of Yoruba State. That was how they conquer people. So they have not succeeded in the Southeast. So that was their original plan. You understand me? And that was why the former governor, including and the former president, including this one, they are trying to build legal settlement. And their focus was in the Southeast. so that they will use that strategy again to do what? To accomplish that same thing which Adolf Hitler carried out against the Jews back in the years that resulted to Second World War, 1939 to 1945. Are you hearing me? It was after that, and as a result of that, if you listen to Netanyahu, he said that Israel used their blood to gain their independence. That was 1947 to 1948. They actually get their independence. They shed their blood. And that same thing is what the Biafrans are doing. Our blood has been shed so much. And we continue to defend our land. We continue to defend ourselves from all these terrorist group, terrorist caucus, terrorist group that form themselves as the leaders of Nigeria. The terrorist politicians in Nigeria. Now listen to me. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that they should free him. And if they free him, according to his right, he's speaking based on his right, civic right, that within 2 days there will be calm in the whole southeast. He said when he speaks, nobody speaks, and which is true. And Federal Republic of Nigeria know this. They understand this because they know that if they release him, they will not achieve their goal in time of terrorism. This killing, they are killing because they kill. They will push it upon the head of Simon Ekpa. They will push it upon the head of IPOP. They are the one behind it. Somebody interviewed me one time. I said, when the Nigeria need peace, politicians will hands off from terrorism. Who are the people giving them gun? How did those guys obtain gun? Which procedure and process, where did they pass? If the politicians stand are not there. Are you getting it? Their hands are there. They are the one bringing out the money. They are the ones sponsoring those guys, giving them that confidence, that hope. The only thing that can you do you have the man? Can you carry? I can do it. Oh yeah, take the money. Go and do so, and so. And another strategy is this, which federal government come up with this same current government now. Strategy of starvation. The best way you know, if you want to control a man, deny him access to money. By the time you deny him access to money, he will go hungry. By the time he goes hungry, you will call him and control him by giving him money to feed. And whereby you give him money to feed, you automatically tell him what to do. And he has no choice because he needs food. He must obey so that he can eat food. And that is what is playing in Nigerian system of government. Look at Inedo, 25,000. Can 25,000 even buy quarter bag of rice? No. But because of the hunger in the land, children must eat. And for the fact that children must eat, and children are crying in the ears of the mother and father, they need to collect 25,000 to put food in the table for children to eat. They have to betray their conscience. You get it? So these are the strategies that Tinubu is using. But in a sense that in the southeast, we can never sell our conscience.
And that is the resistance what Simon Ekpa and the rest of them, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, stood for. And as this is, we are being seen and recorded all over the world. Simon Ekpa in Finland, they had it that, the Finnish government, the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, is overwhelmed by the evidence of impunity of Nigerian government against the Biafra. What do you think Simon Ekpa should be celebrated at this point in time?
So you have to celebrate more than celebrate. If there is anything about celebration, let him celebrate. Because the truth has been seen. The truth has been seen. Do you know Nigeria believe that other nations are thinking the way they are thinking, are reasoning the way they are reasoning. One thing is to go to school, another thing is to know why you are in the school. Another thing is to be in the class when the teacher is teaching. Another one is to understand what the teacher is actually saying. Nigeria doesn't have such. And it's only in Nigeria that people don't have certificate, those that did not go to school, those that cannot even defend, write their name are becoming presidents. It's only in Nigeria that this thing happens. People buy, because they have money, they buy certificate of another person. Or you come and defend it, they cannot defend it. Look at the campaign, 2023 campaign, APC, Emiloko. He didn't speak more than that. Emiloko, Emiloko, Emiloko. Finally, Otiko. Because that was the agreement that after this punishment, you will continue from where I stopped against these people. So, but the Finnish land, they are well informed because information is a very, very important in the life of every man. They are well informed and they themselves have the experience. They have had our experience before us now. They have suffered this thing that we are suffering now. And they even declare their own independence from exile. They did not get their own independence in their home. They get it from exile. And today they are independent nation, growing faster, moving forward, marching forward. So, and that same thing is what Biafra Simon Ekpa is actually coming up with. You see why it was difficult for Nigeria to bribe that country? Because I know the current president now is good in bribing. He's good in dishing out money anyhow with the promises. Let me tell you this, in case you don't know. Did you know that Imo State have one of the largest gas in Africa? If I'm not mistaken, in the whole world. And that's why their eyes focusedly on Imo State because they want to curb the excessive control of Putin from Russia. So they want to use Imo State, you understand, to balance themselves. I'm talking about the Europeans and Nigerian colonies and Nigerian club of power because Nigeria have expired as a nation 10 years ago. You see all this. So these are the style, and the thing happened to be in Igbo land. So that is why you see them behaving and going like, and I give God Almighty the glory, may His name be praised for having somebody like Alexandra as the Prime Minister of Finland currently now, who feel our pains, who understand us, who know what we are going through. Despite the fact others, the country where we are in, the people that colonize us are neglecting it. They don't count on it. They don't feel it. They don't care. The man cares.
Yes, a US advocate who is also part of Donald Trump's government. All of them are flying into Finland currently. Different,
Countries,
countries are flying in.
diaspora in the
Yes,
world.
all of are going into advocacy for Simon Ekpa and Biafra. Is it a good news and a bad news for Nigeria?
It's a bad and it will remain baddest for Nigeria, but good for the Biafrans. See, listen to me. You, there is an extent you can cover light. You cannot cover it all the time. The time has come for the light to shine. And that light of Africa is Biafra. Because Biafra is coming to end injustice, not just to themselves, but the entire African nations. Biafra is coming to enlighten and to educate other Africans. Remember, even before now, Lagos State and Biafrans contributed 70%